Today's gospel is from Mark chapter 12, verses 38 through 44. And it's a beautiful story about the widow. The widow who, even though she saw many well-to-do families coming up and giving from their surplus, she gave 2 coins. To some, that may seem insignificant. To her, it was all she had. It might have meant that she wasn't going to be able to eat very much the following week. And it says that she gave from her poverty. I think a lot of times when we think about this story, we think financially, and rightfully so. It teaches us that we need to give. We need to give even when it hurts financially, because it's sacrificial giving that is true giving. That we shouldn't give just because it looks good or people will notice. We give because our heart is in it, and the giving comes from the heart. It's a true sacrificial giving. But this reading to me is so much more. It really thinks about in my life, what are those 2 coins that I know I could give, but I sometimes selfishly hold on to? You know, sometimes we can become so focused in our own little worlds that we don't realize that we have stopped giving from our poverty. We give when it feels right. We give when we're asked to. We give when it'll be noticed. But as much as that is awesome and we need that, I think the true beauty comes when we give from our poverty. Those moments where we don't have much to give, but we give anyway. We give anyway because we see how it's going to help the person who receives it. And like I said, I'm not even thinking financially. I'm thinking in those moments where sometimes my students are asking for help. And to me, their problems are so high school problems. Maybe it's friendship problems or relationship problems. And I know how many more of these they're going to have. And sometimes I'm exhausted from trying to help and trying to be what they need me or who they need me to be. But it is in those moments that I need to give from my poverty. I need to dig deep and not think about me. I need to think about them. That issue, that problem, what they're dealing with is real, and it's where they are in their life. And I need to give from my poverty. It's sometimes in my own marriage or in my own friendships when I'm exhausted from just life in general, just exhausted from my job, just exhausted from the chores of the house or whatever it is. But my husband needs me at that moment, or my friend needs me at that moment, and I give from my poverty. It's that moment when I don't want to forgive, but I forgive anyway. It's that moment when that person is being truly hard to love, and like I said last week, you love them the hardest. It's that moment when I want to tell my own story, but I listen to the person as they share theirs. We all have those 2 coins in our lives that we could put in, that we could give. But sometimes we're looking only at ourselves. I'm too tired. I'm too busy. I have nothing left. I do so much. I work so hard. But honestly, as Christians, that's when we've got to dig even deeper and give the most. So I ask, what are those areas in your life? What are those 2 coins? What are you holding on to? I'm calling out myself here too. When are those moments where you're making excuses for why you can't love, why you can't listen, why you can't give, why you can't be there, why you can't serve? And I ask you this week to toss those coins in, to give from your poverty, because truly, that's where God works. That's where he will enter in and show you the fruit of that giving. When you give from your heart, when you serve from your heart, when you love from your heart, when you forgive from your heart, when you just don't even have it to do or to give, but you do it anyway. That's sacrificial giving. So take those 2 coins this week. Don't hold on to them. Give them. The world needs them. Somebody in the world needs those 2 coins. And when you give, sit back and wait for God to work his magic, because it's truly amazing what he can do in our lives and in the lives of others when we give him the opportunity. Have a super week.